So welcome to your Christmas workout, just to keep you mobile through the festive season. This is my first effort, so I really hope that the quality will be okay. Starting in a pelvic curl position with your feet hip distance apart and heels nice and close to your bottom. Lying in neutral pelvis with your hands on the ground on either side. I'd like you to take a deep breath in, allowing the chest to expand. And breathe all the way out, rolling your lower back into imprint, getting your lumbar spine onto the ground without clenching your bottom. Inhale as you release it back onto a nice expanded chest. And exhaling to draw down through the center. And inhale and release it to neutral. Starting to make your movements a little bit bigger. Curling the hips to the ribs, standing into your feet and peeling yourself up vertebra by vertebra, widening the scapula and keeping the pubic bone nice and high, breathing in and just softening the chest, softening the breastbone, rolling down through the rib cage, down into the lumbar spine and releasing it back to neutral. We'll do 2 more of these. Exhaling all the way out as you curl the hips towards your ribs. Draw up through the pelvic floor. Gently pull that belly button in and down. Get the pubic bone up as you breathe in. And breathe out, softening the chest, the breastbone, the rib cage, down into the lower back. And releasing it to neutral with as little overuse of the glutes as possible. On your third one, take those arms up and back behind your head, reach back beyond those fingers, and roll down, trying to find some extra space in your spine, curling your pelvis away from your rib cage, lengthening your knees forward and releasing it back to neutral. Take those arms out to the side and walk your feet slightly wider. Both knees rocking over to the right side as you inhale. And exhale to draw back through those lower abs. Inhale over to the left. And exhale back to center. Inhale, knees go to the right. I'd like you to turn your head in the opposite direction. And exhale back to center. Knees over to the left, head turning in the opposite direction. And exhaling back to center. Bringing the knees up towards the chest. And just stretching a little bit into the lower back, feeling yourself nice and strong on the floor. We'd like to take those legs up into the air, putting the hands down on the ground, flex and lower the right foot all the way down to the floor. Heel to point and lift it back up again. Left leg, peel to flex and lower it down, pushing out through the heel, and peel to point and lift it back up. Alternating again, right leg lowers down, really opening up through the front of that hip, and point and lift it up, keeping the back down, and the stomach holding onto that leg, heel to point and lift it and back up into the air, bending the legs to tabletop. We're going to take the right leg down to toe tap without altering the spine, and exhale, bring it back up. The left one, inhale down to toe tap, and exhale, bring it back up. Arms to the side, both knees over to the right side, lifting the opposite hip. And exhale as you roll back through to center. And inhale, lifting up that right hip to roll onto the left side without losing the connection with the shoulder. And exhale as you roll it back up. Double legs to toe tap. Inhale, pulling in that lower belly. And exhale, bringing it back up. If you can go all the way down to the floor, good for you. But I'm being very particular by keeping my spine imprinted on the ground. Drawing down through the belly button, keeping my back connected to the floor. And bringing it back up. Circling the arms around the side and scooping up into chest lift. I'm just going to do 50 of the hundreds. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then draw those knees in towards the chest to lay oneself back down into the ground, peeling those knees apart as we inhale, and exhale to press the knees back together. We pry them apart and bring them back together. And one more time, prying them apart, just opening those hips and bringing them back together. Taking the arms back out to the side, we're going to roll the knees over to the right side, keeping them tucked in nice and close. See how that feels on the back. Taking a big inhale here. Breathing out to find the connection in your tummy to roll back. Otherwise, use a hand to push yourself back if you feel like it's pulling on your spine. Over to the left side, keeping that right shoulder on the floor. Just feeling that nice rotation. Breathing all the way in. Breathing out to pull back through your center and roll back. We're going to single leg extension. We're breathing in, stretch one leg, breathe out. Remember that the bend of the knee does not need to be so harsh. If you want to grab underneath the thigh, by all means. If you prefer to grab on top, you grab on top. We'll give it another 2, just like this. And then scoop up to your chest lift. And look at that knee. Extend that leg out. Inhale, swap, and extend through that front leg. There's no wriggling in the hips. The hips stay still. Inhale and exhale. Last 2 and exhale. And last 1. Bending both knees in. Laying the head down for supported roll up. Breathing in. Breathing out to lengthen the neck back up and over. Pull back those abdominals and roll up into a lovely seated position. Lifting the back at the top. We'll put the feet down onto the ground and we'll go over onto all fours. Knees under your hips, hands under your shoulders. Inhaling. Exhaling to articulate. Curling the hips towards your ribs without clenching that bottom. Traveling up the spine, just letting the neck fall when we get to that part. Taking a big inhale. And breathing out through the tailbone, through the small of your spine, through the middle of your back, rippling through the rib cage, just gently pulling the shoulders down and glancing forward without strain. Inhale and exhale, rolling those hips underneath. Don't forget your pelvic floor. Don't forget that lift from under the pelvic sling. Keeping your lovely rounded shape here. I'd like you to press back towards your heels. Getting a nice stretch under those shoulder blades. Curl up and over. I'm going to sneak my hands a little bit further forward so that when I come forward to open those hips, I am comfortable on my wrists. Pull those shoulders down and back. And we drop the chin down. Draw in through the breastbone. Feel those ribs glide together. Round that back as you go back over the heels. And then lifting up and over, just rounding that spine. And coming all the way down. And opening that chest to the ground for a little bit of swan. Now lift your belly button up. Feel where the pubic bone is. And we inhale to lengthen forward. And we exhale to lower it back down to the ground. Going again, inhale as you lengthen forward and up, lifting that belly button, keeping the ribs down and together. And exhaling as we lower. Now in an ideal world, your elbows are next to your ribs, and as you assist the lift with those arms, the triceps are also working nicely. Keep that chest lovely and wide. Last time, and we lengthen forward and up, opening that chest, relaxing the bum, and lowering it back down. Going to take the right foot in your hand, take the left foot in your hand, and with those heels pulled into the bottom, we've got a lovely stretch, just trying to press the pubic bone down towards the floor, opening those hips. Inhale to press those feet back into your hands, let it pull the chest up off the ground, lifting up, and exhale and lowering it back down to the ground, just softening the upper back. And again, pressing the feet into the hands, inhaling, opening the chest, long spine, not squashed spine, and lowering it back down to the ground. Relaxing those legs, hands under the chest, pushing back to pose of a child. Take a nice reach here. Inhale all the way in. And exhale all the way out to come back up onto all fours. Tuck your toes under. Breathing in, breathing out to float the cat, pressing the heels towards the floor, widen those shoulder blades, neck in line with the rest of your spine. We're going to take it forward into plank, and if you need to shift your hands, you will do so. And folding softly at the hips, exhale, pressing up, extending back through those sit bones, and lengthening forward. And pressing those hips up, softening at the hips. And lengthening forward through the crown, going to front leg pull, right knee draws in towards your chest, and pull it back. And left one brings in towards your chest, and put it back. And right one bringing it in, and pulling it back. And left one bringing it in, and pulling it back. Lowering both knees. And then coming to sit down on your bottom. And we're going to go into our C scoop. So, hands under those thighs, using your biceps to sit up nice and tall, shoulders down, take an inhale. Exhale to melt from the pelvis, pull back those lower abs, lengthening into your lower back. Lovely rounded arms. Right arm lifting up next to your ear. And exhale, bring it forward. Now you can hold on, or you can let go. You decide what you need in this moment. And we'll inhale, lifting up. And we'll exhale, just make sure you keep holding on to it right there. And inhale, lifting up. And exhale, lowering it down. Lifting both arms up. Reaching both arms forward. And lowering it down vertebra by vertebra. And back down to the ground, just widening those shoulder blades back into the floor. Walking those knees back in towards your chest, which is a lovely relief. And then going ahead to straighten those legs up into the air. For a little corkscrew, so legs go round to the right side, keeping the back on the floor, down past 6 o'clock, over to the left, and back up. And then the other way, going around. I think I might have made mine a bit big, so I'm going to just pay attention to my rib cage here, keeping everything in my stomach. And exhale. And last one, and around to the left, and down, and across. And going up for chest lift into our switches. And exhale, 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 exhale. Split, split wider. Split, split wider. Keep those shoulders down, keep extending through the back of the leg from sit bone to heel. And a 2, and a 1. Both legs up, both legs in, and lay down. Nice. We're going to go ahead and place both feet back down onto the ground. I've got both knees together, arms out to the side, lifting the left foot, lifting the left hip as we go over to that right side. I've included a lot of the twisting. As you breathe out, pull back those abdominals and roll back. And over to the other side. Because I find the twisting releases that erectus spinae nicely. And it also gives us a good gauge of when to dial back. And last time, over to the right. Extending that left leg from knee to toe. Heel to flex that foot, really push out that heel. And then relax the ankle, bring it back. Going up and over to the other side. So my knees are together, my shoulder is down. I extend from knee to toe. I want to flex that foot, really push out the heel, get a bit of a sense of lengthening across the outside of that thigh. Relax the foot, bend the knee, and bring it back. Lovely, lovely. We're going to cross the right leg over the left at the ankle. If this is enough for you, just turning out the knee, that's fine. Think about a lovely square box of torso. But if you want a little bit more stretch, we're going to lift that leg up. So, if you have lifted the leg up, we're going to extend that top leg, flex the foot, point the toe, and bend it back down. Unfold knee to toe, stretch it up, flex that foot, heel to point, and bend it down. One final time, stretching it up, heel to flex that foot, heel to point, and bend it back down. Slide your top leg, your right leg, across like you're going to a cocktail, and go back to your rotation. If it's the right leg on top, we're going to go to the right first. Just keeping that left shoulder on the floor. Blow the air out, pull the belly button back to roll back. Over to the other side, big breath in, keeping those shoulders wide. And exhale, pull back those abs. One more time to each side. Remember that any part of this workout can be paused, and you can take it a little bit longer, add a few repetitions, or hold one of your stretch positions for as long as you would like to. And roll it back. Unfold that right leg up into the air, heel to flex and lower it down, heel to point and lift it up, heel to flex and lower it down, heel to point and lift it up. Going cycling, heel to flex, bending it in and folding it up, heel to flex, bending the knee and unfold, reversing. I'm going to bend it in, stretch it out and lift it up, and bend it in, stretch it out and lift it up. And then I'll swap to the other side. Crossing the left over the right at the ankle, turning out that knee. If this is enough, you can hold here. If not, we're going to bring it up towards the chest. And just get your piriformis, or your upside down four stretch. Lengthen your lower back. Don't feel like you have to lift those hips up. You want to feel like the hips are relaxed on the ground. And that top leg is going to stretch up. Heel to flex, heel to point, and bend. Two more. Stretch, heel to flex, heel to point, and bend it back down. And final time, it's a stretch, heel to flex, heel to point, and bend it back down. Placing that foot on the floor, crossing the left one over to the cocktail, crossing. And we'll go over to the left side first, because the left knee is on top. It's just a nice way to remember to do both sides. And blow the air out, pulling back that belly button to roll back. Inhale over to the left side. Exhale, pull back those abs to roll back. Inhale over to the left. Exhale. And over to the right. Exhale, unfold that leg, stretch it up into the air, flex and lower it down, point and lift it up. Flex and lower it down, and point and lift it up. To cycle, flex and lower it down. And then that leg in, and fold it up into the air, flex and lower it down, heel to point, bend it in and unfold it. And reverse, bending it in, stretching it out, lifting it up. Bending it in, stretching it out, and lifting it up. And then bending both legs down onto the ground, sliding them out nice and straight, arms over the head. Going into your roll-ups, if you need to bend the knees and hold onto come up, you know you can do that. So inhale, connect the back of the legs. Exhale as you roll it up. Pulling back those abdominals, so you pull back here and reach forward. Inhale, lift up tall. Shoulders down, tuck that tail under and articulate all the way back down to the ground. One more time, inhale, exhale, sliding those ribs down, pulling those abs back, curling all the way forward, dropping the arms down on either side of those legs, letting your shoulder blades slide apart, relax your knees and hips. Inhale all the way in. Exhale to reach those arms forward and in to flatten the back, sticking out the bum, long chest line, and drop it down and roll it back up. Taking that right arm up into the air and just having a nice side reach. Watch out for that bottom shoulder. And then coming back. Just going to turn slightly. And the left arm and reach it. So drop that underneath shoulder. Both bums on the ground and lifting it up nice and tall. And just taking that neck down, looking to the floor. Half a circle round to the right. Half a circle down to the left. Take it back down in the middle. And grow up nice and tall. And I hope that just keeps you going. Remember to add and take away whatever exercises you most enjoy. But have a lovely Christmas. Thank you.